I just attended the NYC Pride March of 2017 and just had some thoughts on it. I'm going to show you different clips and pictures during this video and after the video about my experience there. I was just there for a few hours. The thing started at 12 p.m. and it's going through 6. It's actually still going on. But what is the NYC Pride March about? First of all, when you're going on Google and searching on Google Maps, I use that app a lot just to get myself around the city, and it already was bringing off notifications saying this is NYC Pride Week. And one of my friends had clicked X on it. When you try to click it off of the thing, it actually doesn't go off. And he was like, yeah, what happens when you click off? Like, it doesn't work. So I was like, yeah, it actually puts you in a database of people when somebody Google searches your name, that it says that you're a homophobe because you tried to click it off. But in general, what I'm trying to say is, with the NYC Pride thing and a lot of the other parades that occur in a big city like New York, it is not necessarily something that is not enjoyed. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but yeah, it's still going on. This thing's happened in a massive level where they stop traffic in the middle of a major city and have these events, whether it's a Persian Pride event, whether it's a NYC Pride event like this, whether it's a Greek event, but you have these different cultures and these different beliefs and these different expressions, these different people that come out and have the ability to be out in public and show a show of themselves, of their identity like this. So when you have these situations of saying that we're in a country in America where it's not inclusive, or certain groups are systematically oppressed, it's a little tough for me to see that when I see events like this. Now, people say these events are showing a breakdown of that oppression, and yes, I do agree. But I think even the fact that you have an event like this, I'm just trying to think, how many other events can you have like this in other places in the world? How much of this happens? In this event, you have a situation where you have, like, there was a Black Lives Matter group that was coming in that had kind of infiltrated this event, and this is the thing you've seen different political ideas and different things coming into this ostensibly NYC Pride, which is LGBTQ. I think Q is supposed to be in there. I don't know if Google Maps had that on their thing. I think it was just LGBT. But you have this kind of thing where you have these other political people coming in. Of course, you had the mayor there. You had Senator Chuck Schumer. You had, it was Mayor Bill de Blasio. You had who was it? Andrew Cuomo, who I think is the governor. So it's a political event. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the need to have this kind of thing in a public sphere like this. If it's a love thing, if it's just purely love, which I do need to get back to that love video and break down the types of love. But this idea that yes, a man and a man can love a man. I mean, a man and a man can love each other. Even if it's just a parent-child relationship. You're a male, you have a kid, you love that child, that's your son, that's love. Now, can a man and a man have platonic love? Yes, nobody's really arguing against that. People love their friends, people love their male friends. You have a sports team, people say, I love these people, these are my brothers, I'll die for them. Yes, so that love is there. Now, can you go to the romantic level? Of course, why not? And you can have romantic level with that love. You can take that to the next point. So male and male, female and female, that's a thing. And with that kind of love, even if I love somebody on a sports team, I don't need other people to recognize that love for me to have that comradeship with that person. So in this situation, if you as a man love another man, why I'm saying this march isn't necessarily about recognizing the love of those people is because that love would exist regardless of you having people in society accepting your love. What won't exist is protections that society probably gives to people who have recognized themselves in, like, say, a matrimonial bond. If you have a man and a woman, if they have special rights, like, I think a simple one is, if you're married to somebody and they're sick in the hospital, you as a spouse can go in and kind of help the person out. You can see the person, you can deal with the doctors, you can deal with lawyers, you can deal with paying things, you can deal with contacting other family members. These decisions that the person might otherwise be incapacitated for, if you are in love with this person, if you have married this person, the law says, yes, you can take over these. So on that aspect, I do think, yes, that should be fought for. If you are affording people through marriage, through the state, certain rights, responsibilities, then those should be afforded to people who are in same-sex unions. Now, when it comes down to that, with my non-aggression principle, leaning more libertarian, that kind of side of thing, I would rather they not be involved in it. I don't think the state needs to be involved in marriage. And the really cool thing, I saw this sign. There was this flag with a "Don't Tread on Me" thing, which is a libertarian flag. Usually, it's a yellow flag with a snake on it. "Don't tread on me." This was the snake, "Don't tread on me," written in white on a rainbow flag. Now, I don't know, were those people libertarians who were waving the flag? I don't know. I should have asked them, but I just took a video of it. Video will be shown. But yes, so this is the kind of thing I'm saying. Now, you have people coming in who, are they there as a libertarian? Is it just taking the idea of, yes, we don't want to be a downtrodden group anymore? That, yes, we don't want the law, that kind of ideal that the libertarians don't want the law kind of coming upon themselves. Like, just don't tread on me. And the snake kind of biting back, saying, yes, don't tread on me. If you do tread on me, we'll snap back. So is that what they're taking, or were they taking it on a libertarian political level? That I don't know. And there's a lot I don't know about these things. There's a lot I don't know about these experiences. I don't necessarily know how tough it's been for some people who are in the homosexual community to come out. I personally have friends that are homosexual, that are also conservative politically, and they have said that it is actually harder to come out within their community as a conservative than it has been to come out in the larger community as a homosexual. Now, that goes also with people in the African American and the Black community in America. They say, yes, coming out as a conservative is tougher than just being accepted in general as a Black person. Some people say that. Now, that's not everybody's experience. And that goes to the same thing. What is the percentage of these kind of things that defines an experience? When you go to this march, you look at the people in the event. Most of them are modestly dressed, American-wise, in the heat, all that, those things related. But then towards the start, there's this guy in literally string on roller skates, just rollerblading around. People are cheering him, and that's a small percentage. But you see that photo gets taken and it gets blasted all in the media, and then people think, yes, this gay march is this guy in this rope bikini glistening and whatnot. And then you have somebody else coming out in like cut off shorts later on, like just twerking at people. You got kids walking around. Now, it's hot. It was really hot out there. But then you have a lot of people in the crowd who were even more scantily dressed than the people who were actually there at the event. Now, you see somebody walking by with their kids and some other people walking by to come to the event, and they're just wearing paint. So what goes on with this? You know, I mean, occasionally I don't know. I mean, I guess you're in a city. I get it. You're in a city. You're in public. Some things happen. Some things you're going to be exposed to that you probably would not want to your child, maybe to be exposed to something at a certain point in a certain way. But when you go to a major city in a public situation like that, that's what you see. And for some of these people, I do get, they might have had these repressed feelings, or they feeling like, yes, I can come out and celebrate. It's kind of, I don't want to say like Halloween, because Halloween is more of a costume, but is it more of a costume? And that's what I'm wondering. You know, is it more of a costume for some people? How, for some people, like, I'll take this for example. Some people, you're a basketball fan. You like basketball. You play basketball. You can play basketball every day, but you don't really go watch basketball games. You don't really buy season tickets to your team. You're like never really wearing sneakers out in public, like basketball sneakers. You're not out buying the latest things. You're not following the stats of every team, but you're a really big basketball fan. You personally consider basketball to be a part of who you are. Now you have other people who may not watch basketball as much as you are, at least may not play basketball as much as you do. But to them, they're always wearing basketball gear. They're wearing the latest sneakers. They know who's on the teams. They know who's drafting who. They know who's trading who. They know the records. They know the stats. They're just, basketball is more for them. You know, when they're out, it's more of their identity. It's more of who they project to people. Like, yes, this is my basketball identity. And now you can have some people who maybe, if their team is winning, they will show up at the game fully decked out with the paint and everything. Super fans. You know, they'll be like, yes, I'm a basketball player. It's part of me. And then you might have that same person who doesn't do it at full time. Maybe if they're in the playoffs, he'll actually invite some people over to his home and sit there and watch the game and be like, yes, I'm actually getting something out of this. And I think that's what you see at an event like this. Some of the people, the LGBTQ, the homosexuality, their sexuality is more of their identity. It's more something they project onto the world. It's more something they show to people. Whereas for other people, it's more just, they just happen to be, when they want to have some sexual intercourse or some sexual titillation, or they just happen to be sexually attracted to people of the same gender. So I don't know. Well, that's my thoughts on it. There's going to be videos and stuff and more stuff from the event. Some of the comments in some of the videos following this are going to be some things I've shared right now in this opening. But give those a watch, and you can see some of the stuff. A few things. There was churches on the route. I didn't see too much of the religious aspect involved in this. I know there was I saw some articles, a Jewish Pride thing was banned from one event. I think the Minnesota police chief in the Twin Cities, the Minnesota police chief is a lesbian or is gay, and she was prevented from marching in the Minnesota Pride event, even though in that city I'm ostensibly thinking that event was counting on the police force for protection of the event, yet the police chief won't march in it. So you just have these odd mixes in the politicization of it, because it is a political event, it's a rally, it's a march. Then you have the commercialization of it, like there was a T-Mobile float coming in and kind of saying mobilize for this, and of course the mobilize is T-Mobile. So there's kind of tying in these things. You could see the people who were on the parade route putting out signs because they knew it was going to be a lot of people, so they put out these extra signs to get more advertising into it. Then you have a group from Venezuela, which is talking about how socialist hell that country is becoming due to socialist principles. Socialist country. That whole nonsense of, oh, it's not the right kind of socialism. No. It's socialism. It's horrible. It's destroyed Venezuela. It's destroyed every country it's been in. Then a few groups later, you see a group of socialists, of Democratic Socialists of America or something. So it's just, some of this is mind-blowing stuff. Then you see these people walking past the church, somebody with a sign somewhere later saying you should be saved or you should be born again. And I'm also wondering, at any of the Pride events, has anyone seen a Muslims for LGBTQ? Has anyone seen women walking maybe in a rainbow hijab? Has anyone seen that yet? Another sad thing I saw was after Mayor Bill de Blasio passed by, there was a group that was visually diverse, more visually diverse than the groups that had come before. So different kind of races, sizes, people. And people had their different signs walking by the different banners. And then there was one really sad group of these two men. I guess they were African descent, because the sign said homosexuals or gays of African descent. And it was just these two guys with their sign walking. And I think people were kind of like, just, no one really cheered. I mean, the cheers, I don't think people really recognized what was going on there, but I picked that out. And there was just a few things I saw. The kind of people that were cheered, some of the people that weren't. Black Lives Matter group seemed to have been cheered. Not cheered that much, but the police group towards the end was cheered a lot. The NYPD, LGBTQ police officers. Then you had, okay, Black Lives Matter group wasn't really cheered that much, but later on the Resist group comes by with anti-Trump and anti-political signs, and they're now talking about fascism. So there's a whole mix of things. This has been a ramble. I'm just going to tack on these videos at the end. There's going to be another video I add at the end, making a comparison between something on percentages. May not be the most accurate, or might not be the best comparison, but just something I thought of towards the end. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll get back to the love series this week, I promise. But yeah, Thanks for watching. Watch the rest of the videos after this. Until next time, bye.